Hi, everybody. It's Dr. Osier. Good morning, or maybe it's good afternoon. I hope you're enjoying your day. I have a neat little thing I want to show you concerning feelings and when feelings get to you or get in the way of being able to concentrate here at school or even at home. And so I thought the Rubik's Cube would be a great way to help illustrate how feelings can work. Of course, when we look at a Rubik's Cube, when it's all put together, it looks good. And if feelings to us are in order, we can get through our day and are able to work through a lot of things if everything's in order. And sometimes in our day, somebody might say something to you that could be rude, or maybe you didn't do the best on a worksheet, and so your feelings could get a little bit uncomfortable. Maybe you're angry or frustrated, and so what can begin to happen is the Rubik's Cube, or your feelings, can get a little bit out of order. And when this happens, something like this, everybody is able to solve it or get yourself back together. And those things are called coping skills. Those things are allow you to just get through your day. But every now and then, some things that happen to you and it gets a little more messed up, or your feelings get a little messed up, and to where you can feel a little bit like this. And although that might look cool, it does make you feel different. And yet many of us, with a few little strategies, can solve this, and that's just simply putting it back together. And you're able to do that. I could teach all of you in order to get your feelings back together and put the Rubik's Cube back together. However, there are times, and it could be things that happen at home, things that happen here at school, if kids are being mean to you or not treating you the best, where your feelings can get really twisted up. And if you noticed, it really doesn't take much to mess up a Rubik's Cube. Maybe 5-6 turns, and you can continue to mess this up. In fact, this is what I would consider maybe a bad day or a bad situation in your life. And you can quickly see how things can happen to where it just doesn't feel right. In fact, every side can feel awkward or different. And so what we tend to do as human beings, and kids in particular, is we try to solve it ourselves. And so we will begin to try to put back together how we feel so that we can get through our day. And many times when we try, we are unable to actually get us back together. In those moments when you're unable to do that, it is best to find someone that can help you. That can be a friend, can be your parents, it can be a teacher. If you go to church, it can be a pastor. Sports, it can be a coach. It can be anybody that will help you get your feelings back together. It is important that you find somebody who can help you get things back together. Someone like me can help. Your teachers can help. Your parents can typically help you. And it starts with just putting things slowly back together. And this may take a day or two, or it can take more time, especially if you're going through something that is difficult to go through. But what a person will begin to do for you is to put back piece by piece how and when you can begin to get back together. So I'm going to take a few moments and just kind of solve this Rubik's Cube. A little bit challenging on the computer, but I will begin to put it back together. And it actually is quite fun to solve a Rubik's Cube. I love my job. I love helping people solve things. It's quite fun, especially when we're dealing with peer issues or wanting to resolve a conflict. And as you can see, there's a side that is now put together. In fact, if you was just to look at this side, you would say everything looks good, or it could be finished. But many times we can look at the rest of the Rubik's Cube and realize that it is not all put back together. I would like to pause for a moment to kind of talk about this, because many times we will show to our friends, to our family, that we look like we're back together, and maybe deep down or at different parts of us we're just not. And that's okay. I mean, we've got to go through life, but if you're feeling like that, again, you are going to want to find somebody that you can trust to help you get back to feeling complete. So as I continue to solve this, what I'm doing is I take one side and solve it, and now I'm working on another side and solving that. And like anything, there can be patterns or ways to solve things, and counseling or working through issues is many times that way. You can actually figure things out, especially if you're dealing with issues here at school, whether it's peer issues or struggling with getting homework done. You can begin to put the thing back together. As I continue to solve it, you will notice that it looks like from time to time that I'm actually messing it up. And sometimes we have to do that in order to get everything back together. So think about if this is you and your feelings, you start to feel better, and yet there's still that small part of you that is not quite back together. And in order to solve that, though, you kind of have to mess up the Rubik's Cube a little bit. And so that can feel uncomfortable. That's part of coping or healing through things. And so, again, you have to find that one or two people or somebody that you can trust that will help you get through. I'm actually pretty close to solving it at this point. Just a few more maneuvers will get me to solve it. In fact, as of right now, only 4 spots are left unsolved. And as I continue working through it, again, I want you to realize that how much it looks close to being solved, but how much I have to twist and turn it in order for it to get back to being complete. Right now we have 2 spots left, and I can actually solve this with a few more twists of the Rubik's Cube. But you'll notice why I'm doing this. It's going to look like the Rubik's Cube is getting all messed up again, but it's actually not. I'm going to end up twisting these 2 things to where the full Rubik's Cube is solved. So take a look. And boom, the whole Rubik's Cube is back together. Again, I wanted to show you this today to kind of help you to understand how feelings work, and how with time and with people that you can trust, you can start to feel better, and you can start to feel more complete. Hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you another time.